Alright, we've got a canonical Final Fantasy matchup with Cloud versus Sephiroth coming on here, starting on PS2. Very fundamental match. Both these players sort of spacing out. Let's see how it starts. So, both players immediately looking to scrap, but scrapping very safely, doing things like holding shield there. Let's see. Right now, it seems like Cloud's getting all of the pressure, using all of that superior movement in order to be able to get in. There's the up B, no punish coming out from Zug in time. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. Yeah, it seems like right now Cloud's just getting everything that they need to in order to sort of get in super quickly. AA battery, moving in, weaving past a lot of Zug's options, and Zug's seemingly not really getting all of the whiff punishes needed on some of the whiffs that Cloud does. And Cloud getting a lot of really big damage hits that's there, and then the finishing touch taking out the stock. 1 minute in, and Zug already down 2 stocks. Let's see what we got here. A lot of big hits. Great counter, giving Zug the stage control, and she needs to get back into it. But AA battery's got a limit here. This could be scary. A finishing touch could completely close out the match. Zug being taken off stage. The really low cross slash taking the game. Very quick game 1. It seems like AA battery was just finding all the holes in Zug's zoning. I think I would like to see some more Sephiroth fairs or tilts coming out. I think forcing Cloud to play a little bit more cautiously in neutral. It seems like right now Cloud's just kind of rushing in, getting past all of those options, and just sort of outframe dataing Sephiroth, which is what Cloud wants in that sort of matchup in neutral situation. Also causing a lot of the bigger hits to sort of come out, so we'll see what happens for the counter pick. Okay, so we're going to Town and City. So Town and City being a bigger stage likely helps Sephiroth a lot in being able to back up, maintain space, keep the zoning up, and avoid some of the ledge trapping scenarios that come up, which I think makes sense because of how much Zug seemed to be overwhelmed in neutral in that first match. So I like the thinking here. Let's see. Some big hits coming up from Sephiroth. A lot of scrapping still going on. We're now starting to see some of the zoning that's happening with Sephiroth. Aggressive nair there, baiting out the Cloud up yet a shield, but not quite getting the punish out of it. An unfortunate SD, losing some of the momentum that Zug was starting to get there. One thing that I'm also seeing here is that Zug seems to be going for a lot of falling aerials, knowing that AA batteries going to falling aerials, knowing that Zug's been shielding. Very good option, very hard to punish a lot of those aerials out of shield. I'm not sure if Sephiroth has anything I can do out of it unless they get a parry. So I think the counterplay that you should be looking for here at Sephiroth is figuring out how you can call out those jumps with something like a Rising Fair, or maybe just backing up and punishing with things like a tilt attack in order to catch the landing while Cloud is sort of stuck there. Alright, AA battery once again in a really solid position, but being put off stage, but still has a 2-stock lead. Let's see, the throw. AA battery playing for the stage control here, opting for the back throw. Just doing what they can for extra credit, maybe seeing if they can cheese out their stock somehow. But Zug takes it with the back air. Jumping around, the cross slash, calling out a lot of these movement options. Cross slash is a really solid option when you know your opponent's gonna come in, because even if they fast fall shield or anything like that, you can just keep the slashes going and get some great damage. Right now, we're playing mid-range for a little bit, which is definitely much better for Sephiroth. But Cloud finding the back air, fantastic back air to close up the stock, especially with a character as light as Sephiroth. Let's see where we go to next. It seemed like Cloud was still able to keep up the momentum. Running it back to Town City though, I actually think this is fine for Zug. I think there were a lot of times where Zug was starting to get her footing, but it was just a matter of getting used to like the bigger stage and some of the options that Cloud is going for. Right now I think WA Battery is just going for a lot of safe options, which I think is leaving Zug a bit lost, and it's sort of putting Zug to the test of how well she can zone and use that range and force Cloud to use in the mix-ups, such as like a Tomahawk grab or empty hops and stuff like that. Yeah, Cloud's doing a lot of aerial approaches here, which is working out pretty well for WA Battery. Sephiroth can sometimes struggle to catch some of those higher jumps because WA Battery. Because yeah, Sephiroth can have somewhat of a blind spot with catching some of those higher aerials. You're being forced to commit with either an up air or like a double jump fair, which can both be somewhat committal. I think up air is definitely the better option, but it does mean that it will lose any grounded option that Cloud goes for. But right now it seems like WA Battery isn't opting for some of those grounded options, seeing how much that this aerial pressure is just completely dominating Zug right now. See what happens. Cloud looking to close this out. The cross slash coming out, not quite getting the kill though. Sephiroth not having much invincibility, but not getting spiked in the Cloud. Potentially a last stock situation here for Zug. Cross slash coming out. Sephiroth potentially at a kill percent. Something like a random charged up smash or a forward smash could take it here. Let's see what sort of happens. Cloud looking for the grab. See, I saw two grabs coming out from WA Battery. Sephiroth getting the back throw, not opting for the back air. Let's see how they close up the stock here. I like that forward tilt, catching the dash in from Cloud, a sort of reverse whip punish, and a little bit of an SD, but clearing out the stock, which is really good. But back air coming in, closing out the stock, giving WA Battery pretty swift 3-0.